guys, welcome to my channel. It's your favorite rock star realtor, Roxy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over some of the top things you can do to increase your home value. This is going to be part one of the videos, and in this one we're going to go over the top 2 remodels and updates, and we're also going to go over 2 of the top additions you can make to your house. One of the additions is a little more pricey and the other one is a little more budget friendly. So let's jump in without a further ado and learn how we can improve your home value today. So coming in right off the bat, the number one thing you can do to update and remodel your house that is going to provide you with the best cash back in your pocket at the end of it is going to be bathrooms. And according to HGTV, a study that they've recently done, you can see an average of 102% cash back on your investment for remodeling your bathroom. But I know what you're thinking, Roxy, I don't have $1 million to go change all of my bathrooms. So here are some top tips on how to do it in a budget and some of the main things that really matter. The first things to do is to paint your bathroom, especially if you have old wallpaper or old tile or anything like that in the bathroom. Get rid of all of that old stuff and bring in a nice light paint color. I really stress the importance of painting your bathroom a light color because 9 times out of 10 your bathroom is a smaller room with maybe 1 window, so you're going to have a lot of limited light and it's going to be a small space. And so the best thing to do there is to use color to your advantage. Light colors actually put off light, they don't absorb it like darker colors, so they'll make your room look brighter and they also can make it appear larger, which is why a lot of newer homes now are only painting them white. Stop! I want to take a moment out of this video and just say, please help me with the YouTube algorithm so that I can help more people just like you by hitting that like and subscribe button, and also hit me down with a comment with something that surprises you out of this video. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. The thing you can do is upgrade your vanity. So I know that can kind of range in price, but if you have the pedestal sink or you have kind of an older vanity, some of the top ways that you can do this is look on Facebook Marketplace, Lowe's clearance, and just find a nice vanity that you can put in there. Or if you have a decent vanity now, just change out the top to a nice modern top like granite or something like that. Or you can even epoxy it if you're kind of on a budget. Another thing that I definitely stress is to change out the hardware in there, so any of your faucets or anything like that, or in your shower itself, if you have faucets in there, to change them out to the nice stainless steel ones or even the black ones to give it that nice modern look. Another thing that I really recommend you do is if you have an older tub, that is when they were that like cream yellow color, you can actually, instead of buying a whole new tub or tiling it or doing it in that kind of way, you can actually get them reglazed, and you can do it yourself or you can hire a professional. Either way, it is not going to run you near as much as getting a new tub and putting it in wood, and it's going to give it that fresh new look that you're after. Coming in at the next top update that you can do / remodel is the kitchen, which I'm sure you all were expecting anyways, and your cash on investment on the kitchen is going to be 98% or something around there, also done by HGTV and their stats that they've recently pulled. So here are some ways that you can make sure that you get over 100% on your return and some budget friendly tips. Going into the kitchen, one of the number one things that I recommend, because as a real estate agent and also as someone that used to flip houses and still does, one of the big things that buyers are really looking at is the appliances. Changing out to stainless steel appliances can make your house so much more valuable, only because you're going to get a higher market share because more people are looking for only houses that have those. You're going to stand out depending on your price range, and you can convey the appliances, and that is a huge benefit to buyers who are looking. So some of the top ways to save on stainless steel appliances are check out Facebook Marketplace and check out Lowe's clearance, again, just to save a few pennies. From the appliances, another huge thing that people look at is the countertops. So now it is time to upgrade those countertops. Coming in at the number 1 for the cash on return on the countertops is still granite. I know I've had a lot of people ask me about quartz. Quartz is great and you can do that, but Right now, granite is still the reigning champion, and it is the one that is more knowledgeable for the buyers that they know of, so it has the higher demand aspect. But quartz is growing in demand and also market share. So if you're planning on staying in your home for another year or two, I would say quartz is a safe option for you to save a few pennies, and it is actually a harder substance. Also, if you're a buyer, check out quartz. Don't knock it till you try it. To avoid are concrete countertops and butcher block. They're not super high in demand and people do not really love them. And the countertops that I would say to avoid unless there's something you really want, and then of course go for it because as always, it is your house. If you are in a super higher bracket area, I would say that marble is going to be your best bet because that's going to be what people are expecting over the granite countertops. So you can actually hurt yourself by putting in granite. Another shout out to doing fresh paint. I recommended doing it in the entire house. It will help your house sell so much faster and it really gives it a newer look, and that fresh paint smell is just, people love it. But again, focus on lighter colors because it is going to make every room brighter and it's going to make it appear larger. If you do like darker colors, I recommend doing accent walls to where you have 3 lighter walls and 1 back wall darker. That can actually really help make a room look larger. Or you can do the trim pieces around the bottom. That's really stylish and in right now. Another thing that I always recommend is updating your cabinets, but be careful here guys because a lot of people will lose money in cabinets. Do not go get custom cabinets unless you want custom cabinets because buyers really don't care if they are custom cabinets to the point where you are not going to see near as much cash on return of investment on those custom cabinets as you probably spent for them. I know people who have remodeled their kitchen and it has been thousands of dollars because they wanted fancy cabinets. But again, if you are in a higher bracket or if your house is more luxury, people are going to expect custom cabinets, so it will hurt you not to get the custom ones. But as for your average house, just keep your regular cabinets or get the nice ones from Lowe's. It's okay. I personally recommend that if you have older wooden looking cabinets and that kind of thing, just to have them refinished. Someone can come out, they'll take them down, they'll sand them, they'll repaint them, and they'll put them back up, and it is way cheaper than buying new cabinets. I don't really recommend doing it yourself unless you are super great with paint because it is super hard not to see the paint lines. You do have to sand the wood. You cannot just paint over the wood because it has glaze on it and it's going to just peel off. So don't do that. It is a nightmare and you will regret it later. Now for some little updates that make all the difference are the cabinet knobs, the faucet in the kitchen, and the light fixtures. These are 3 things that aren't super expensive to do and they are huge in making your kitchen appear beautiful. And definitely check out Lowe's clearance and Facebook Marketplace again for some of these items, especially the kitchen faucet because I know those can get really pricey, but on Facebook Marketplace and stuff you can get one for like 50 to 80 bucks that originally cost over 100. So definitely check that out and make sure to get those updated. Now going into some of the additions that you can do and those kind of updates, I would say coming in at number 1 is going to be room conversions. So I know what you're kind of thinking, and no, I do not mean turning that extra space into a movie theater, although that would definitely help. I'm talking about taking unfinished space and finishing it to be included in the square footage of your overall house. So this is going to actually increase your square footage, and in some cases it can increase your bedrooms, which is huge. So in an area where you kind of have like those brick ranchers with the like covered carports, or even sometimes they have a garage, you'll see a lot of people will actually finish the garage in. They'll put a window on the front and they'll add a closet, and that is now a bedroom, and it adds so much to a house, guys. Like if you are fixing up one of those houses and there's others in that neighborhood that have done that, then that is a green light to go ahead and convert the garage into a bedroom, because let me tell you, I've done it in the past. You will not regret it. One thing to check out is to make sure that you do include a window and a door and a closet, and it will be included as a bedroom. Also, make sure your flooring and everything kind of flows with the house. You don't want that room to stand out as an addition because some appraisers can be kind of finicky about it. And also check to make sure your HVAC can handle the added square footage. You can find this actually on the HVAC and you can look it up online as well, but you do not want your HVAC to blow up from trying to connect it to the rest of your house, because that would definitely not be fun. Other room conversion options, if you're in an area where you definitely should have a garage, because that's kind of standard and buyers would actually be turned off against you doing that unless you're planning on adding one outside and connecting it somehow, I highly recommend finishing a basement because that adds so much value as well, or even an attic space and converting that into kind of like a bedroom. But to make it a bedroom, it does need a window, a door, and a closet. So if you're in a basement, but there's space above it, you can actually put the window up there as long as someone can reach it and get out, and you'll have to check your local fire codes for that too. If anything, if you can't even turn it into a bedroom, you can still add it to square footage, and that will be huge for you and your house. Its overall worth at the end will definitely thank you for it. Some things to notate about that is to just be sure again that your HVAC is going to be able to handle the extra square footage and that you're not creating a fire safety hazard by making sure that you can have a window, or to make sure that you don't ever lock that door or anything like that and it's always open if there is no window and that kind of thing. Okay guys, so moving into our second and our last topic of the day today, and that is what other addition you can make onto your house. And I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, after the room conversion, that's going to be so expensive or blah blah blah. It's okay guys, this one is cheaper. So this one is adding a deck or a patio to your house, or even if you're going to add a fire pit, that is also great. So adding a deck or a patio to your house is huge because it separates you from other competitors, or maybe it brings you up to par with them depending on what neighborhood you're in. And it also helps buyers. Buyers love decks and patios, so it's great to stand out with having one. If you're on a higher house, it's beautiful to create those balconies, and if you're on kind of that level house, a patio is also a great option. And it's also great if you have one, or even if you have a concreted area, to make sure when you list the house that you use furniture to decorate it to its utmost potential. I'm talking about plants, fairy lights, furniture, just to make sure that it is an added space outside. While it may not be included in square footage, it does add to the presence of the house, and it gives the buyers another space that they can see hanging out and enjoying their Something that I would add kind of in line with that is if you are going to have a deck or a patio, it is great to have a privacy fence, as that is huge on a lot of buyers' lists and it will help your house sell so much faster. People love privacy fences, especially if you are going to be adding that deck and patio. I would highly recommend adding in a privacy fence, and if you can do it yourself, you will save a ton of money. Okay guys, that's all my updates and kind of tips like that. If you're not ready to full on remodel or update right now, that is absolutely fine. Here are some things that I say to prioritize in order to get the most out of your house. I totally recommend fresh paint. It will help your house sell so much faster. It'll make it look newer and it'll make it look really maintained. The second thing I recommend is updating your light fixtures in the house by checking Facebook Marketplace and Lowe's clearance, like your fans, and then putting in recessed lights if you can in different places. This will add a ton of value to your house and it is not that expensive. Another thing that I recommend is changing out your doorknobs. Changing them to the nice stainless steel or the black doorknobs will add a nice touch to your home as well. And also adding a nice front door, because the front doors are huge. It's the first thing people see. To look into your flooring and make sure if you have carpet that you get it professionally cleaned or something like that, but nice flooring goes a long way. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope those tips were super helpful, and let me know what surprised you the most down in the comments below.